The 1961 United States 5-cent coin, Jefferson nickel. The 1961 5-cent coin of the United States, commonly known as the Jefferson nickel, is a small but meaningful artifact of American political memory, economic stability, Cold War tension, and mid-20th century minting practices. Though modest in face value, the 1961 nickel represents over 2 decades of continuity in design, honors one of America's most influential founding fathers, and reflects the broader historical atmosphere of the early 1960s. This detailed exploration examines the coin's origins, design history, production, minting statistics, economic context, collecting significance, and its place in American history. 1. Origins of the 5-cent coin in the United States. To understand the 1961 nickel, we must first look at the history of the 5-cent denomination itself. Early 5-cent coins. The United States began issuing 5-cent coins in 1794. The earliest were silver coins known as half-dimes. These tiny coins circulated for nearly 80 years. However, during the Civil War, silver coins disappeared from circulation due to hoarding. To solve the problem, Congress authorized a base metal 5-cent coin in 1866. That coin became known as the nickel because it was composed largely of nickel metal. Evolution of nickel designs. Before the Jefferson design, 2 major types existed. Shield nickel, 1866 to 1883. Liberty Head nickel, 1883 to 1913. Buffalo nickel, 1913 to 1938. The Buffalo nickel, featuring a Native American profile and an American bison, was widely admired, but suffered from rapid wear, especially on the date. In 1938, after 25 years of the Buffalo design, the minimum required before redesign under U.S. law, the U.S. Mint introduced the Jefferson nickel, designed by Felix Schlag. The 1961 nickel belongs to this long-running Jefferson series. 2. Honoring a founding father, Thomas Jefferson. The 1961 nickel honors Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States, 1801 to 1809, principal author of the Declaration of Independence, diplomat, architect, philosopher, and founder of the University of Virginia. Why Jefferson? Jefferson was chosen in 1938, partly because of his historical importance and partly to coincide with interest in preserving his Virginia estate, Monticello. The reverse of the coin features Monticello, Jefferson's plantation home near Charlottesville, Virginia. Monticello is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and museum. The Jefferson nickel remains one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. 3. The designer, Felix Schlag. The Jefferson nickel was designed by Felix Schlag, a German-born sculptor who immigrated to the United States. In 1938, the U.S. Mint held a public competition for a new 5-cent coin design. Schlag won the $1,000 prize. His original reverse design of Monticello had to be modified before approval, but the essential structure remained. His obverse portrait of Jefferson is a left-facing profile inspired by sculptural busts of Jefferson. The 1961 nickel still used Schlag's modified reverse and original portrait. 4. Design details of the 1961 nickel. Obverse front. The obverse features left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. The word liberty. The motto, "In God We Trust." The date, 1961. The portrait used in 1961 was the original Schlag design before the 1966 redesign. Reverse. Back. The reverse features Monticello building. The word Monticello. The motto, E pluribus unum. The denomination 5 cents. The inscription, United States of America. The architectural rendering is formal and symmetrical, emphasizing neoclassical design. 5. Composition and specifications. The 1961 nickel maintained the standard composition used since 1866. 75% copper. 25% nickel. Specifications. Weight, 5.00 grams. Diameter, 21.2 millimeters. Thickness, 1.95 millimeters. Edge, plain. Unlike wartime nickels, 1942 to 1945, which contained silver due to nickel shortages during World War II, the 1961 coin used standard metal. 6. Minting locations and mintage numbers. The 1961 5-cent coin was produced at 2 United States Mint facilities. United States Mint, Philadelphia. United States Mint, Denver. Denver. 1961. Philadelphia nickel. No mint mark. Philadelphia did not use mint marks at the time. Mintage. Approximately 73,640,100. 1961. D. Denver nickel. Mint mark, D. Mintage. Approximately 229,342,760. Denver produced significantly more nickels that year, reflecting rising demand for coinage. 7. Proof coins of 1961. Proof coins are specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets. In 1961, proof nickels were produced at Philadelphia. Mintage. Approximately 3,028,244. Proof coins were sold in sealed sets and display mirror-like surfaces. During the late 1950s and early 1960s, coin collecting became extremely popular in the United States. The growing demand for proof sets reflects this cultural trend. 8. America in 1961. Historical context. The 1961 nickel circulated during a pivotal year in American history. Presidential transition. In January 1961, John F. Kennedy was inaugurated as president, succeeding Dwight D. Eisenhower. Kennedy's presidency marked the beginning of the new frontier, heightened Cold War tensions, expansion of the U.S. space program, Cold War tensions. Major 1961 events included Bay of Pigs invasion, construction of the Berlin Wall. The nickel circulated in an era defined by nuclear anxiety and geopolitical rivalry. Space race. In 1961, Alan Shepard became the first American in space. President Kennedy committed the United States to landing a man on the moon before the decade's end. The coin passed through hands during a transformative technological period. 9. Economic climate of 1961. The early 1960s experienced moderate inflation and economic growth. In 1961, 5 cents had meaningful purchasing power. A postage stamp cost 4 cents. A loaf of bread cost about 20 cents. A gallon of gasoline averaged around 27 cents. Thus, a nickel could buy candy, contribute significantly toward everyday purchases, operate vending machines, be used in payphones. Coins were heavily used in daily commerce. 10. Minting technology and production. By 1961, minting was mechanized and efficient. Process steps. Metal strip rolling. Blanking. Blanking. Annealing. Upsetting. Rim formation. Striking. Coins were struck using high-speed presses capable of producing hundreds per minute. Quality control remained strong, but minor errors like die cracks, Repunched mint marks and die clashes occasionally occurred. 11. Collecting the 1961 nickel. Today, 1961 nickels are common in circulated grades. Value, approximate modern market. Circulated. Face value to 25 cents. Uncirculated. $1 to $5 depending on condition. High-grade mint state. Higher. Proof. $3 to $10 depending on quality. Rare varieties include full steps, FS designation, clear detail on Monticello steps. Repunched mint marks. Dares. Full steps coins are particularly desirable because Monticello steps often struck weakly. 12. Cultural symbolism. The Jefferson nickel symbolizes Republican ideals, architectural heritage, Enlightenment philosophy, American continuity. Its long-term design stability reflects institutional continuity during periods of rapid global change. 13. Comparison with wartime nickels. Between 1942 to 1945, nickels contained 35% silver due to war needs. Those coins feature large mint marks above Monticello. By contrast, the 1961 nickel returned to copper-nickel alloy, lacked oversized mint marks, represented peacetime industrial stability. 14. Coin shortage and collecting boom. In the early 1960s, coin collecting surged in popularity. Many Americans began saving coins by date and mint mark. This trend later contributed to the coin shortages of 1964 to 1965, though 1961 was not yet severely affected. 15. Artistic criticism and evolution. Some critics felt the Jefferson portrait was too formal compared to the dynamic Buffalo nickel. In 1966, the obverse design was slightly modified, but the 1961 coin retains the original style. In 2004 to 2006, special bicentennial designs temporarily replaced Monticello before returning. 16. Political memory and slavery context. Modern scholarship often re-examines Jefferson's legacy, especially regarding slavery at Monticello. The coin, designed in 1938, reflects earlier heroic interpretations of Jefferson. Today, public discussion is more nuanced. Thus, the 1961 nickel stands at the intersection of memory, myth, and historical reevaluation. 17. Longevity of the Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson design remains in use today, making it one of the longest-running U.S. coin designs. Few coins in American history have demonstrated such continuity. 18. Legacy and modern perspective. Though common and inexpensive, the 1961 nickel offers a tangible link to Cold War America, a tribute to Enlightenment ideals, evidence of mid-century industrial minting, a reflection of American economic life. For collectors, historians, and educators, it provides insight into daily life in 1961. Conclusion. The 1961 United States 5-cent coin may appear ordinary, yet it encapsulates layers of American history. From its origins in Civil War-era monetary reform to its tribute to Thomas Jefferson and Monticello, from Cold War circulation to modern numismatic interest, the coin stands as a durable symbol of national identity. Minted in the early days of the Kennedy presidency, during the height of Cold War rivalry and the dawn of the space age, the 1961 nickel passed through millions of hands in grocery stores, diners, bus stations, and arcades across America.